Alright people, today I'm going to give you 5 unique fish that you can get for under £20. Yes people, it's been a while since we've done one of these videos and let's just get straight into it. And at number 5 we have a very unique looking fish, and that is the Farlowella Catfish or Farlowella. Honestly, I just call it the stick catfish, and you can get them for £16. Now the Farlowellas or the stick catfish, they are very unique. They have a very unique shape to their body, and you know what, people don't really talk about this, but I feel like having these unique shapes in your fish tank really takes your fish tank to another level. Now the other really cool thing is literally they look like a stick, so they're gonna camouflage very well. And I know for some people it may seem a bit weird, they're gonna think, why would you want a fish that's gonna be really hard to see? However, people really and truly think about it. Like when you have a fish tank and you have the normal fish swimming about like your tetras and your rainbow fish, yeah, it's really cool. However, there's just something different when you have to look for a fish. It's almost like you're in a zoo. I mean, even really quickly on a side note, my Cenodontus petricola is a very elusive fish. She's very cool, she literally looks like a shark, but she does like to stick at the back. So most of the time if you are trying to see her, or if I'm trying to show her to people, they really have to look through the gaps to try and see her. And the way she swims about, oh, it's so cool. And then of course every now and then she comes out fully, so you can really admire her beauty and that. Yeah, long story short people, having a few fish that are very elusive and hard to spot, it's really cool to have in the tank, especially when they come out every now and then. Now the last things to mention is they are fairly peaceful and they are very easy to look after. They pretty much look after themselves, and yeah. But yeah, I've been rambling for a while. Let's move on to the next fish people. And at number 4 we don't even have a fish, it's a crustacean, and that is the orange lobster. Sorry, the dwarf orange lobster, I believe it's called. Basically it's a lobster that stays small. Now this lobster is perfect for a nano tank. Usually a lobster isn't really an option for a fish tank. However, the dwarf lobsters, you can technically keep them. They're so small. They do have pincers as well, but they won't be able to grab anything. They basically look like a shrimp, but they're a lobster. I don't know, I find it cool. Well, they are a little bit pricey. They cost £18.50. By the way, I should mention all the prices I'm mentioning are based on the local fish store that I visit, which is Wholesale Tropicals in Bethnal Green. When you visit your own fish stores, the prices may vary a little bit, but they should be in that general price range. But yeah, dwarf orange lobsters, they cost £18.50. They're perfect for a nano tank if you want a mini lobster. And yeah, you really wouldn't have to worry about them attacking fish. Maybe potentially they might grab like small fry, baby fish and that, but other than that you should be fine. Now at number 3 we have one of my all-time favorites. It's the ghost knife fish. And people, oh my god, I could honestly talk for hours about the ghost knives, man. They are so beautiful. You can get them for £17.50 and they do usually start off quite small. However, I should mention they do get quite big. I've got one myself in my 200 litre and my one is starting to get a little bit big now, so I may have to think about potentially bringing her back. I think it's a female, because yeah, unfortunately I'm not in a position right now where I can buy a massive fish tank. But yeah, people do know they do get quite big. However, if you want to get a small baby and you just want to grow them big in a, you know, decent sized fish tank like a 200 litre or something, they are alright for a short time. I've had mine for about a year. Now another really cool thing is they have little personalities. I mean, my one literally has a friendship with my moray eel, which is absolutely crazy. I've made a video about it, I'll put it up here somewhere if you want to watch that. And yeah, they really have little personalities. The way they act is very unique and they do seem to be peaceful as far as I can tell. I can't speak for what they're like when they're big. I'm sure when it gets really big it may eat some of the fish in the fish tank. However, whilst they're babies and juveniles and that, they are fine. Like, she hasn't tried to attack anyone, and like I said, she's got this weird friendship with my moray eel. It's really cool, man. Last thing I should mention, they are technically, they're like part of the family of electric eels and that, so they do send like little electric pulses. Actually, you know what, my bad, I don't even know if they're the same family. I don't want to give you the wrong information, but just like electric eels where they do send those electric shocks, ghost knives do that as well. Now theirs is not that strong, they don't seem to affect any of the fish in my fish tank. However, it is good to know. Before we carry on people, if you want to see more videos like this every single week, then please remember to like and subscribe. It really helps me out, and I'm just trying to grow this channel, man, and potentially do this full time. But yeah, anyway, back to the list. And at number 2 we have another fish that I've kept before, and that is the dragon goby. And oh my days, my dragon goby unfortunately passed away. If you want to see what happened there, I'll put it up here somewhere. But yo, my dragon goby was absolutely amazing. amazing, man. I love that fish. Now, the only thing I should mention there is I'm not 100% sure if they are freshwater. I have read online that they are adaptive species, meaning they can adapt to freshwater or brackish or saltwater. However, I've tried it twice now and they have both passed away. I'm not 100% sure what actually happened, so I don't know if it's the water or if it's something else. But yeah, like I said, I've tried it twice. They have both passed away after a certain amount of time. My second dragon goby actually survived for quite a few months, so yeah, I don't know. I just don't want to say they are freshwater because I'm not really 100% sure yet. However, I have decided that I am going to try one last time. I'm not sure when yet, but I am going to try again because I do miss having a dragon goby in the fish tank. They are so cool, man. They literally look like a sea monster. Like the way they open their mouth, they look a lot like those I think they're called dragonfish or vampire fish or something like that, but they're from like the deep sea, and it really reminds me of that. They also look very aggressive, but they're not. Like my one lived perfectly fine with all the other fish. The only thing that ever happened was my moray eel actually bit off its tail, but even after that initial meeting, they were both fine. So yeah, they're fairly peaceful. They look like a sea monster. They're really cool. The only thing I'm not really sure about is whether they're freshwater or not. Did I mention the price? Yo, if I didn't, they cost £17.50, and personally I think it's worth it. And we're already at number 1, and I've honestly kept one of the best for last, and that is the elephant nosefish. And yo people, they are so cool, man. They literally look like an elephant. They just swim about and they've got this little trunk, and they use that trunk to look for food and that. I even saw one at the zoo recently and it just looked so cool because in zoo enclosures they make it look like the natural environment, and the way it was swimming about, it was, yeah, it was amazing, man. Now, I've had one before, but unfortunately that didn't work out that well. I did struggle a little bit to get him to eat. However, before he passed away, he did eat bloodworms. He loved them. So if you do get one, they love bloodworms. And in general, they're just a really great fish. The way they swim about, they've got a unique shape. And honestly, they could be a centerpiece fish. The way they look is just so unique. Now, the only thing with them is, once again, they do get kind of big. They're very similar to the ghost knife. They also send out electrical signals, I believe. They also swim very similarly, so they might even be in a similar family. But yeah, they get kind of big. That's the only thing about them. So once again, it is a thing where you could potentially keep them whilst they're juveniles. However, once they get to adult sizes, you do need a fairly big tank. I can't lie, I'm really jealous of everyone who has a very big tank, man. That's gonna be my dream one day. Like one day I really want a 600-litre tank, and I'm gonna have Lily in there. She's gonna grow big, and maybe some arowanas and that, and I just can't wait, man. But yeah, sorry, I was talking about the elephant nosefish. They cost £20, and once again, I think it's just worth it. They are so unique. Now, the only thing, they are kind of rare. Like here in the UK, if you go to something like Pets at Home, you won't be able to find them there. But if you go to a more specialized fish store, like the one I always visit is Wholesale Tropicals in Bethnal Green, they do usually have them. So they're not super rare, but they are kind of, if that makes sense. And yeah, people, that was 5 unique fish under £20 part 2. And if you want to check out part 1, then click right here.